I'm parked by a wild and raging river today. Its strength and volume drowning out my thoughts and any chance of phone service. I have a table in the camper now, which allows me to more easily work, think, and read throughout the day. Soon the camper will be complete, with doors, drawers, and a screened entrance. Kind of makes me wonder if this is my new form of lifestyle creep. It is so easy to live with very little. You recognize what is truly a need versus just the things that would be nice to have. Not that these items wouldn't enhance your life, but it's also just one more thing to have break and more to maintain. I'm reading a book right now called The Salt Path, and it has me really questioning the way that I live and whether or not it is an excess. Are the items that I have really necessary, or are they suffocating me? If I feel my most joyous and free when I have only a backpack, why do I keep reverting back to a life lived otherwise? I think that the answer to this is complicated. Many of the things that I own bring me immense joy via the activities that they allow me to take part in. Others improve my health. Many enhance Tara's life through enrichment or play. But there are undoubtedly more items here that are merely just taking up space, adding only stress and clutter to my life. Living in a small space surely exacerbates this feeling, but it's something that's been on my mind for far longer. So I know it's not isolated to this way of living alone. Well, the plan was certainly not to leave the river this early, but I truly was not expecting it to get this hot in the valley. And as you guys saw, the river is high right now, extremely dangerous to go in, not only for Tara, but even for myself. Flows this high could easily wipe me out, so I don't dare go near it, and I'm definitely not letting her near it. But that's not really fair, to just sit in the heat, especially for her. I'm choosing to do this, but to sit in the heat right next to water, to not be able to go in it. She's getting frustrated, I'm getting overheated. There's absolutely no service out here, which is fine for reasons I mentioned earlier, but generally speaking, I try not to be out of service for too long, just for safety reasons and because I am solo. So what I'm gonna attempt to do is get out of this road. You guys didn't see, but the drive-in is pretty hairy, and back up the mountain. Well, friends, sadly, after all of that driving, because yes, it has been about an hour and a half, the spot that I was really hoping to come to, pretty high reviews on some of the apps that I like to use, is undergoing a prescribed burn. Now, for those of you who don't maybe know what that is, if you're not from California or the West, they have really ramped up the use of prescribed fire to try to mitigate the massive wildfire seasons that we've been having. So I'm not upset at all that they're doing it. I think it's awesome that money is being diverted into these more preventative measures to try to stop the massive spread of wildfires in California. But today it's a little bit of a bummer because it means that we will be missing out on what looks like a beautiful sight. I'm gonna try to stay up here in the woods, but unfortunately for the last 20 miles or so, every site has been undergoing prescribed fire. Most of them are blocked off and they have huge fire camps up here. So instead, I'm gonna revert back to a good old campground. So it does feel pretty silly paying $20 to park this close to a road and to literally stay in a dirt lot. No toilets, no water hookups. There is trash, which I'm trying to park as far away as possible from, but it's pretty basic. It is a little cooler. The bugs, the mosquitoes are pretty bad, but we're gonna make the best of it and try to enjoy our night. Okay. I can already hear the questions coming in the comments down below about why and what I'm feeding Tara. And honestly, I've thought about talking about this for a little while. She has had quite the dietary and digestive journey. Getting her, she was super sick as a puppy. Then I found out later on that she's allergic to chicken, which means now that I'm trying to enrich her diet with other things, I have to be super careful and mindful about what it is that I'm giving her. All of that said, I've been thinking about doing a video like day in the life of Tara on the road to share more about her with you all, since there's a lot of people who are really interested in Tara and what she does day to day on the road. So if you'd like to see more of Tara's life, hear more about her food, her lifestyle, and the things that I'm choosing to do with her and to her to try to extend her life as long as humanly possible, comment down below. It's just a simple dinner for me tonight because when it's this hot, I think it's still like 75 outside at about 7 o'clock, I am hard pressed to turn on the stove. So realistically, I usually end up just having a salad, or I'll cut up like a charcuterie type board. I'll have some cheese, some fruit, some veggies, some nuts, and just keep it super simple because I do not want to make it any hotter in here than it has to be. And while this campground is really nice, I think tomorrow we might head down to the day use section and then head out and find somewhere else to camp, simply because I cannot be bothered to spend $20 a night on a site that really isn't offering us much. That said, it was really wonderful to start our day out at a river. I'm so glad that we took the time to find a spot pretty far from home that allowed us access to the snowmelts, the massive snowmelts that has been happening in California, and to get to witness that firsthand. On that note, thank you all for being here. I hope that you enjoyed it as well, and just wanted to mention that I think Next week or the week after, I'll probably be switching back to a once a week posting schedule on Sunday mornings until the build is finished and we're back on the road full time, because I really need to dedicate more time so that way things like the table can happen a little bit faster. On that note, I'm going to finish my dinner, maybe have a cold beverage, and cross my fingers that the bugs die down so we can head outside before it gets dark. And I will see you all next Sunday. Bye.
My home is not a highway, a straight road to follow. One way